Hello Capricorn, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is some really strong, assertive fire energy. This is the Queen of Wands. This is someone that knows their power, is very self-aware, is very self-reflective, and can express their will, their passion, their enthusiasm, quite easily. Now let's find out what's going on in your life where we need that kind of energy. Excuse me, frog. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread, and I also want to say that if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay? Finishing up Path of the Serpent here. All right. Yeah, this looks really good. There's a lot of really strong energy here. We're going to use the Rider-Waite Smith for our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And we're going to set that down right over here. Our alien can watch over that for us. We're not going to look at that until the very end. Okay. And hopefully by the end of the reading, it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. So as I was shuffling those, these two came out. This is the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. So whatever is going on right now, I think is a new way for you to deal with some old stuff, right? A new way for you to deal with the same old kind of problems, the same old kind of people, a new way for you to perhaps manifest this fire energy in a really successful, really productive way. That's kind of a new thing for you. It's like a new way of doing this. But we'll come back to these two cards. We'll leave them out here, and we'll see where they might fit in. Okay. So we do have some major arcana, major. We've got some air. We've got a lot of earth. We've got this fire, some water, some fire, and a little bit of air at the end, which I think is quite good. We're kind of bookended by this air energy, though. If you see, we've got this. This is a Five of Swords. It's what's behind you right now. Usually this card is flipped up this way, see? But it came out of the deck upside down, right? Reversed. I don't read reversals. I don't think with the Thoth deck you really need to, especially when you're doing a spread this large. We don't really need the reversals, right? Because we can gauge the significance of a card. We can gauge its energy based on what's around it, and in the context of the other cards, we know if this is kind of a positive or a negative card at the moment, right? Because all cards have light and shadow in them. Anyway, this isn't a tarot lesson, it's a tarot reading. I think in the recent past, you made this transition, right? There was a change in the way that you think. Primarily the way you think about yourself. Okay? I think there's a big shift here. I think that you've kind of learned or relearned or started really utilizing the power of words, the power of thoughts, the power of positive affirmations, right? I think in times past you might have been a little bit hard on yourself. You know, this is the kind of energy that we put ourselves down with, right? We kind of talk negatively about ourselves. It's kind of the pessimism. This is kind of the self-doubt. But I feel like we've turned that around. I feel like you started to really put your spirit back on top, and you are proud of yourself. You are recognizing the divinity in yourself, right? You're putting spirit back on top. You're giving spirit the wheel here. You're focused on that spiritual element rather than everything else taking priority. Now, I think yourself, your soul, your spirit, right, is taking kind of top priority. And so I think that this was a pretty major thing for you in maybe the last few years, maybe the last few months even. I think there's been a significant shift. And that is reflected in some of the past readings that we've done for you, Capricorn, because in a lot of the readings, almost all of the readings, there's at least one card that shows us that, yes, we've transitioned into a new confidence, right? A lot of the times for you, we say that you've, in the past, you've had to turn it down in your life, right? People around you, maybe parents or just society or just whatever, has kind of told you that you're too loud, you're shining too brightly, you're too much in the foreground, you need to stay in the background, you need to be quiet, kind of the sit down, shut up kind of thing. But we've seen a lot of that turn around now into a true confidence with you that I think is just magical, honestly. So we've got the Five of Swords in the recent past, or kind of what's been behind you, what's been pushing you forward lately. And that's been pushing you right into this Queen of Wands. This is an expression of your kind of fiery exterior. It's like you're wearing this cloak of fire, of brilliance, right? Of confidence, of assertiveness, of ambition, of determination. This is a really... My cat agrees with this. He seconds this information. You've been really exuding this confidence, right? This is a real brightness, a real light and heat coming off of you, right? Metaphorically speaking. And I think that this is a real intensity to create, to do your will, to do what is meaningful to you, right? To not turn your light down. You're not going to dim your shine. You're not going to turn away from your will. You're not going to put yourself in the background, right? You're stepping up, right? You're taking charge. This is self-determination. This is someone that can perhaps burn others if they get too close. So we have to be careful there that we're not so confident and so assertive that it becomes kind of abrasive to other people or something, right? That we lash out a little bit. So we have to keep this in check, right? And I think that's the reason for the water in this card. Yes, there's water here. This is the Queen of Wands. This is the water that is inside of all of this fire. And that is the same water that we see here with the Two of Cups, and the same water that is involved with this Hanged Man card that we see on the path of the serpent, okay? So there is this strong sense of love and compassion, this joy and beauty within you. I think you really do have an intense love for everyone. I feel like you're a very kind person, And that kindness, perhaps in the past, was mistaken for weakness. But now, this kindness, this compassion that you have is, it's even more valuable now that you have this confidence, you have this fiery exterior, but you still are in touch with that compassion and that love, right? So despite all of this fiery energy, you still have this intense need to connect, this desire to just love everyone, this real kindness about you. And the fire and the water, they seem like opposites, right? It seems like, well, you're such a kind of an aggressive, maybe entrepreneur, or just this very, very confident, expressive person. But inside you have this real sensitivity, this real love, compassion, and kindness. And I think that's very important for you to maintain, because I think that speaks to the core of who you are. And we don't want to lose that, because if this were to lose that water component, it would just be kind of destructive fire, right? It would just be fire that's kind of out of control. We need to contain that a little bit. We need to give it an anchor with some of this water energy. Now, what's going on with you right now in your life is, I think you're being asked, requested. There is a desire, excuse me, my voice has been just so terrible lately. I apologize. It's being asked of you to step up and maybe give instruction, maybe be a teacher, a professor, maybe be a trainer somewhere, to kind of take people under your wing, so to speak, to be the one to give instruction to others. Now, this could be a work thing. We see some cards that talk about work. It could be something with family, though. It feels more work-related to me, to be honest with you. And I think that you're being asked to do something that kind of puts you in the public eye, kind of puts you on stage, kind of gives you this public speaking kind of role, right? This is the Hierophant card, and this is telling me that you're being asked to kind of step up and be the leader, be the teacher, be the mentor, perhaps, to a group of people. Could be in your family. But maybe to be the head of the department, to be you're a vice president now, whatever it is. You're in charge of other people. You are responsible for making sure they all kind of know what they're doing, like a trainer or an instructor. It could be something in a college or university or a school. You could be a literal teacher. That could be what you do for employment. But I feel like you're being asked to do something new, something that kind of goes beyond what your usual role is. Okay, does that make sense? And I feel like this is coming at an interesting time because we've done all of this work kind of changing the way we think about ourselves, the way we think about the world and our role in it. And I think that you've done a lot of this inner work, a lot of spiritual work to bring out this more confident side of you, And now you're being asked to do something that I think is really putting that kind of this new vibe, this new aura to the test, And up above everything, the Three of Discs. This is what you're kind of looking at. This is what you're aspiring to. This is the outcome that you want. And you want this to all be kind of integrated together, right? The three is all about understanding whatever the element. So here it's understanding the earth. The earth is your horizontal world and your place within it, okay? It is your emotions, your intellect, it's your physical body, it's your creative essence, it is the spirit as well, contained in the earth, or it permeates the earth, right? So you want everything to affect everything else. You want everything to work together, right? This is, this is the idea that we do not separate our spiritual practice from our mundane lives. This is about integrating everything into one holistic, wholesome life, Your physical existence, so your physical health, your activity, the business that you do, the work that you do, but also your spiritual life and your emotional life and the work that we're doing, emotionally, the intellectual pursuits, right? What you're trying to do to gain knowledge, to increase your skill and your abilities, to really grow in all of these areas. And I think whatever position you're being offered or whatever role you're being asked to fill, you want it to have this kind of holistic vibe to it, You want to make sure that whatever this new role is really helping out these other parts of your being, of your evolution. So I think that it feels like it is anyway, right? Because you're being asked to be this kind of leader or mentor or teacher or stepping into a new form of those roles. And I think that really does correspond with all of this emotional work that we've been doing. And look, we've got the Three of Swords that's down here too, that came out of the Waite-Smith deck. And to me, that is still the memories. I think the memories of, maybe the lack of confidence, the self-esteem issues. I don't like to call them issues, but all of this stuff in the past that we've been trying to integrate and to process and to evolve into this kind of fiery confidence. All of this stuff is still fresh in your memory. You know, this is still very, very kind of painful to think back, whether it's months or years back, to remember these instances or these experiences or the way that we were living or the way we were brought up and raised or whatever it is. These are past traumas. I don't like to use such a serious word, but that's what they are essentially, right? And they're varying degrees of intensity. But these are the past traumas, and I feel like the work that you're doing now or that you're being asked to do is it's connected to these past things and the way that we've been evolving into this Queen of Wands like we talked about. So I feel like it is all connected, you know. And this is you also wanting to make sure that whatever position or role or career or job or tenure or professorship or whatever you accept doesn't completely squeeze out all of the other work that you're trying to do for your soul, your spirit, your religious life, your internal work, right? We don't want to be so consumed with our business or our kind of daily activities, our career or our work, that there's no time left for anything else. And I think that's why also it's important for you to bring all of these other things into your daily work, right? It's not something that, well, you know, I go to work for 10 or 12 hours a day. There's no time left for my emotional work or my spiritual work or my religious life. There's just no time. Well, if we integrate everything, then every moment is everything, right? That you're doing your emotional work, your spiritual work, your religious life is tied into whatever you do as a career or this professorship or whatever it is, whatever it's called, this Hierophant work, right? And I think the Hierophant it's also here to teach you that we can integrate all of these areas of our life, right? We can learn that the spiritual work, right, the internal work, whatever you want to call it, the religious work, spiritual work, energy work, it's almost more important to consider this in relation to the kind of mundane work-related stuff that you do. You know, I think the big lesson here is to integrate all of it and to know that even the most routine, mundane, boring thing that we could do, taking out the trash, washing dishes, driving to work, sitting in traffic, right, signing papers, whatever it is, those can be the most spiritually fulfilling tasks, right? And I think that's the lesson of the Hierophant, to know that the work, the spiritual work, never ceases, right? It's woven into everything that we do, the way we do it, the thoughts we have while we're doing it, the feelings that we encounter while we're doing it, and, you know, all of it. It's woven into everything. And I think that's a lesson of the Hierophant to you, as well as representing this new role that you're being asked to accept. Okay. Underneath it all, interestingly, is we have the Tower card. Why is the Tower down here? The Tower could be a few things. This could be the urge that we have, and I think we've seen this in some of your past readings, the urge to just leave everything behind, get out of this world and go live in a hermitage or an ashram or a cave in the mountains, right? To focus on ourselves and to feel like we can deal with this air energy. We've had a lot of air energy for Capricorn. To deal with this air energy, it's almost like we need to sequester ourselves. It's almost like we need to kind of retire into the mountains for a while, you know? And we've seen the Hermit card with you before. And I think that the Hermit in past readings has said, well, look, just go camping like by yourself for a few days, or just you and a friend, and just have some peace and quiet, right? Allow your thoughts to just run on and on and on and on until they kind of fizzle out, right? It's what in yoga and Eastern philosophers and stuff call the monkey mind, right? The monkey mind just wants to bounce around from subject to subject, from memory to memory, trauma to trauma. Before we know it, we're just thinking about all the worst things that have ever happened to us. And part of the idea here is to just let that happen. Don't focus on any of that. Try not to latch on and identify with those memories or those thoughts, but just let the monkey mind jump around, bounce around, and kind of wear itself out, until a lot of that built up air energy will just kind of dissipate, right? Eventually there will be a relative calm, okay? And I think this is representing all of that. This is the kind of the outburst. This is the fury of that monkey mind. That eventually all of this dust will settle, right? And you'll have a little bit of peace and a little bit of clarity. Now, I feel like this reading is kind of almost like that monkey mind, right? Just kind of jumping around everywhere. But I think this is all part of the work that you're doing right now, right? The spiritual work. I think your daily work, your physical work, your career or employment or, whatever, I think that's a component here. I think these memories of the past, the painful experiences, that's all a factor in this too. And then here's the idea that we just want it all to kind of stop so we can have a little bit of calm. So we can get a clarity and get a perspective and really know what is in store for us, where we're going, what we're doing. Just to settle all this chaos for a minute. So the Tower energy is about kind of this growing frustration that just kind of wants to smash everything so that there can just be some peace and quiet afterwards, So this might involve, a little bit of a retreat, right? Go spend some time at a spa or a mountain retreat, wilderness thing. Just take a day off if you can, or this could even just be like, going into the bathroom or the supply closet and just doing some breath work, right? Because we're talking about the air and settling the kind of fury of that monkey mind. Find time wherever you can to just sit quietly, close your eyes, close your ears, and just breathe deeply, Consult your physician first to make sure that's okay. But I feel like that's kind of what we need so that this tower doesn't really cause too much trouble, The tower energy has a tendency to just kind of build and build and build and build until one day it's too late and it just all, explodes. So we've got to relieve some of that pressure, I think, through breath work, okay? But now, what is taking place in front of you? What is right? What is before you? Well, this is some beautiful Six of Pentacles energy. Six of Discs. This is blinding success. This is real beauty here. Okay? So I think that this is the tranquility that you're looking for. This is the harmony that you're looking for. I think if you were to integrate some of these moments of sequestration, of isolation, of kind of retreat, of these moments of tranquility, if you can create those in your life, I think it really is going to pay off. I think you're going to see that every aspect of your life is fitting together like a puzzle, right? And the picture is really beautiful. We can't really see what the picture is because it's a little bit bright in the middle there, but it is extraordinary. And I think that this is what you're moving toward. This is what all of these different aspects of your life right now are leading you to, and this is a great harmony. This is the tranquility and the kind of rhythm of life. This is the feeling when everything is working together. You have this kind of spiritual, religious feeling. You've got this love and this kindness within you. You are fulfilling your will. You're being creative. You're asserting yourself. You're making progress in your career. You're not shying away from these opportunities. everything is functioning beautifully. Beautifully. And that is Page of Pentacles. That is you kind of beginning something new. That is you, let's try some new things, you know. It reminds me of that phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But things don't have to be fully broken. Things don't have to be broken for us to try to fix it. That's almost like waiting until it's too late and then trying to fix the engine or to change the oil or to maintain the system. We don't wait for it to break, right? We've got to maintain it as we go. That's the Page of Pentacles. This is saying, let's try some new things. Let's experiment. Let's try to incorporate some breath work into our day. You know, when we park the car, put it in park, turn the engine off, just sit there quietly for 30 seconds, right? And just breathe. Maybe a minute or two if you have to, you know. And just do some breath work. Do some gratitude, do some positive affirmations, right? Do some of this air work, right? The breathing, the mantra, the positive affirmations. Try some new things. Incorporate some new activities, right? Some new practices that will help you to get some of this frustration, some of this pressure to be relieved a little bit, you know, so that we can have a little bit of calm, a little bit of tranquility, and then we can see this beautiful future that's coming. Because I really think that your life is headed in quite an amazing direction. I think you're going to have all of the success and harmony that you're looking for. And a lot of that is because you are this very kind person. I think you're very affectionate. I think when people get close to you, they really feel close to you. You know, you make people feel welcome. You make people feel loved. And you really feel the love from other people. You have this intense ability to really bond with people, right? And that's a beautiful thing. I think this goes to the core of who you are. I think this card really should be underneath everything, underneath that Queen of Wands there, because it is all about love and kindness and beauty and connection for you. And that really is what you want, what you aspire to do, is to just bond with people, be kind to people, experience kindness from others, show compassion, right? Show love to people. I think that really is who you are at your core. Now the next card, this is the Ace of Wands. This is the inspiration. This, I think, is the, during that moment of tranquility, I think that's when you receive these like flashes of ambition, this real excitement, this real enthusiasm that you reach that state, and it could just take 30 seconds of breathing, right? But you reach that almost blissful state, and then you just want to jump up and run into the building and start working. So you get a flash of a new idea or some kind of new motivation to just get to work and to just do your life, because you enjoy it so much. And this is the inspiration. I think that it's in the position of your environment. I think it would serve you well to surround yourself with inspiration, right? If you, if you worship certain deities or religious items, artifacts, images, symbols, surround yourself with those, right? Surround yourself with the emblems of whatever spiritual force you acknowledge, whatever religious system you might be a practitioner of, whatever inspires that religious feeling in you, that feeling of holiness, right? So I guess this card's almost asking you, what do you feel is holiness? What has holiness for you? What does that mean? And I think that, we think holiness and everyone's like, okay, here comes the religious stuff. But I don't push religion on this channel, you know that. But I do push energy, and I do push inspiration. I want you to be inspired, right? I want you to just look around, and anything that your eyes may fall upon, I want that to inspire you. I want that to trigger something positive in you. And I don't care what those images are, what those symbols are. That's what the tarot cards are. You're here. You're watching a tarot reading. I look at any of these cards and I'm inspired with a certain feeling, a certain idea, and then I just start jabbering about it. But it's the same kind of thing. So I think the Ace of Wands here in your environment is saying, surround yourself with as many inspiring things as you can. People, images, sounds, what colors have that feeling of holiness to you? What symbols? Right? What deities or people from history, inspiring figures from history. Anything like that. It could be pets, could be certain flowers or plants. Whatever it is, surround yourself with that. Okay? I think that's very important for you right now. I think it's important for all of us. And that's why I have all these little things on my desk here. They're all inspiring to me. The next card is some more water energy. This is the Hanged Man. This is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to put ourselves last. We don't want to sacrifice our fire energy, right? We don't want to have to stop this forward momentum. We have this fire energy into this earth energy. We're manifesting this really, really bright and beautiful future here. We're inspired. Everywhere we look is inspiration. We're really on a roll now. So we cannot let anyone or anything turn us into this hanged man. As selfish as it might sound, I don't think you should give this momentum up for anything or anyone. There might be one or two people in your life that you would literally drop everything for. If they ask you to stop doing all of this, I don't know why they would, but you would do it, okay? But generally speaking, we don't want to sacrifice this forward momentum that we have. We don't want to go backwards. Also, this card is saying that, look, we don't want to sacrifice our water energy. We don't want to sacrifice our kindness, our love, and compassion. So we have to be very careful that we suspend ourselves, that we balance ourselves. Maybe this is not a hanged man. Maybe this is an acrobat. Maybe this is someone who knows how to gracefully balance between two worlds, between the fire and the water, right? In that perfect state of balance where it just feels weightless almost, The other day I did a flotation therapy. It's like sensory deprivation. You sit in a tank of water. It's completely black. You can't hear anything. And there's just a lot of salt in the water, so you float. And it was such a strange sensation because you don't realize how much just muscular effort it takes to balance, right? So if you're ever in a weightless environment, or if you go do some kind of flotation therapy or sensory deprivation, you may find it's true that it's almost impossible to completely relax all of your muscles. It's almost completely impossible. Anytime I thought I was relaxed and just floating there, I'd realize, oh, I'm like trying to hold myself up with my shoulder or my neck or my pinky toe. So it's a constant scanning of your body. You got to scan everywhere and say, okay, is my pinky finger relaxed? Yes. Is my earlobe relaxed? Okay, yes. Shoulders. It's almost impossible to completely relax. I don't know what the point of this is other than to say, when you do achieve it, it is this kind of bliss. This is the hanged man right now as the acrobat, as someone that has found that perfect balance or that perfect way to just relax all of the tension. Now it's effortless. Now you don't have to hold on to this water energy and struggle to keep it, but you don't have to struggle to hold on to this fire energy either. That just creates more tension, and then we end up with a tower anyway. So it's about achieving this kind of weightless, completely relaxed state, you know? It's just full relaxation, mentally too, which is probably more difficult even than the physical relaxation. But what we don't want is to have to hold on like this. Like if this hanged man has to pretty much use every muscle in their body to hold this position, right? Every muscle is being used. And yeah, acrobats probably have to do that too. So maybe this isn't the acrobat, maybe this is the astronaut. Maybe this is learning to be weightless and truly trust it, right? This card's about surrendering too. And I think that's the biggest problem, is not tensing up when the environment has you. The universe has you, right? Weightlessness, the universe, literally in space, there's no gravity. It has you. You're being supported by this vacuum. It boggles my mind to think about it. But I've read that's one of the most difficult things for an astronaut doing their first spacewalk, is to step out into outer space and not tense up or get vertigo, or not want to grab onto something, because your body is expecting to fall. Like when you're in water, your body is expecting to kind of sink, or for there at least to be some effort required to stay afloat. I don't know what the point of all this is, but I think it applies here. Okay. Now, the next card, I know that was a bit of a tangent. We've got a 10 of swords here. This is telling me it's probably time to stop talking. It's been almost 40 minutes now. I think that this really is the ending of the tension. This is the breaking of that monkey mind. This is the achieving that state of weightlessness where you trust in things now. You trust in it and you can fully relax. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you're completely relaxed. Scan your body, scan your mind. There's tension somewhere. We've got to continually be vigilant in letting that go and relaxing. This is the mental aspect of that, I think. This is finally achieving that state of tranquility, of just calmness of your mind, you know? And then I think you will see and understand and think much more clearly about what's going on with your future. That really, I mean, for those of you that come here to get some good news about the future, well, here it is. This is the Six of Discs. You could forget everything else I talked about. The Six of Discs is in front of you. This is material success. This is a lot of harmony and wealth and prosperity, a lot of beauty and joy and resonance in your physical, mundane life. This is a return to health. This is a return to wealth. This is an increase in abundance around you. This is everything in your life going very well. Okay? Very, very well. I feel like all this other energy is going into kind of guaranteeing this. So that's why I think everything else here is important. And I think through all of these other energies, you can and will achieve this. And this is beautiful. This really is great, great success. Let's look at the mystery card before this video gets too long. The alien has brought that card to us and has kept an eye on it. What could this be? I don't know. I'd like to see maybe an emperor, empress, maybe a wheel of fortune. Maybe a 9 of discs or a 9 of cups, I think would be great. Thank you, alien. Let's see what we have. A page of wands. So we've got a page of pentacles and a page of wands. We've got fire and we've got earth. So it's really, I think, about finding new ways to inspire yourself and inspire others, and new ways for you new practices to incorporate to calm yourself down. Calm down some of this tower energy that's underneath it all. Okay. So the pages are about trying new things. The pages are still learning how to do things, right? They're the students. So if you are being asked to be more of a teacher, professor, instructor, keep in mind that you also are a student. You're also learning about yourself and about your role in the world, about how to balance all of this and how to maintain all of this. So you're as much a student as you are a teacher, okay? And you're learning how to stay inspired. You're learning how to stay balanced and how to bring in moments of tranquility into your life so that you can fully realize the Six of Discs. Capricorn, thank you so much for letting me read for you. We're going to do a quick extended. This video went pretty long. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. If you want to check out the extended, just click on the link right there. And I'll see you again very soon.